Welcome to TRS Clips, India's fastest learning portal. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that bell icon. We're building an app which will gamify the process of growth, which will gamify fitness and meditation.
Right.
Therefore, the focus is on helping people live a better, healthier life. I do also believe that Web3 is going to have an impact on how you live in your daily life. It will affect the way you'll exercise. It will affect the way you'll perceive meditation. And for all you know, it will affect mental health in many ways because there'll be such an input of data, which is what we're seeing with Gen Z. Why there's so many more mental health issues?
Correct.
Why does Gen Z talk so much more about anxiety?
Correct.
We also were that age once.
Yep.
We didn't talk so much about anxiety. And we can easily say that, oh yeah, we were tougher, but that's not entirely true.
No, that's not true.
They've had a different teenage, a different childhood than what we did. They've had a different behavioral sort of cooking up of their brains.
Right.
They've been driven by validation. They've been driven by social media.
Correct.
They've been driven by social media validation.
Correct.
So my point is, I actually think we are heading more into a world of mental health issues also, which will require need to sort out those mental health and physical health issues.
Yeah.
So what do you think will happen to real life in the middle of all this?
So I think, when I refer to real life, I actually mostly refer to it as the physical manifestation of it, right? Rather than, like, to me, and this is where I differ from people a little bit, like when people say, yaar, Clash of Clans ka game khelte rehte ho tum. If I say real, like, are those interactions to me very meaningful? They are. Do I do them every day? I try to, as much as I get time. Do I care about it? I do. So to me, they are as real as they get, right? What I'm saying by that is, what will happen in Metaverse and Web3 will actually be all real, right? So the physical world, so like my theory about why there is so much more anxiety with Gen Z is, A, there is information overload. B, there is an unlimited amount of ways you can achieve things very quickly. So for example, in our parents' time, it was very understood that you will gain social status when you're in your 50s and 60s, right? It takes time, build career, get some money, get some standing in society, etc. Right? In our generation, it became much easier. In the current generation, if you are 12 or 13, you're a TikTok star, you got social status at a stage where you don't even know how to manage it, right? And that was the real reason for also the popularity of these platforms. So all of Web2 platforms were really built on social status, right? And they have only been using social status. And by definition, social status is not internal. It is something people give me, right? Now, if they give it something, they can take it away, right? And that is where the anxiety comes from, right? Now, my currency isn't money. My currency is that social status. So if I'm a TikTok star or Instagram, even with 50 followers, right? Like my niece, Anya, she's now on Instagram. She invited me and I was, a little bit like dicey about, because to me, she will always remain like a kid, right? Whether she's 12 or 30 or 40 or whatever age she is. And I was like, I'm not sure. Like, I'll be okay seeing some pictures of her as she gets into her teenage years. And if I start commenting, she'll start, saying, she'll call me up and said, hey, I did my first post. Why didn't you like it? So I was like, okay, that's crazy, right? Because earlier it was okay. I talk to her 2 or 3 times a week. So she expects me to talk then. With Instagram, she wants me to like it that moment, right? If I don't like it that moment, she's getting upset that, whoa, what the heck? He must have got a notification. If he didn't get a notification, why didn't he put my notification on? So everything has become instant, right? That's the anxiety issue, right? The feedback is instant, right? So that is the problem. As we go towards Web3, my hope is that a lot of people will realize that what is actually good for us, right? Because instead of all of us flocking towards one centralized app, where we will hopefully be now able to choose the interactions and have that autonomy. So parents, instead of saying that the choice is either TikTok or no TikTok, there'll hopefully be 100 variations of them. And one TikTok will not be able to take away all the users, because right now the power is, that's why they say it's just a power of one, right? It's a network effect game. One person will take away the entire market. So if you see in Web2, largest player has 80% market share, second player has 15%, third player has 4%. Everyone else is fighting for that 1%, right? Web3 will normalize it, which is also my comment about, instead of 5 $2 trillion companies, there'll be 5,000 $2 trillion rather than $200 trillion companies, right? Because you won't be able to create a castle around what you have built. So what Facebook, etc. did, Uber did, is promised you, oh, come to us, very democratic, come, take these incentives, free. You came, they kept building, shut everybody else down, build a castle wall around. Now your choice is, ki, yaar, should I be on WhatsApp or not? The choice is obvious, you will be on WhatsApp. There is no other choice, right? Even after the privacy issues, like I went to Signal, right? So I was like, yeah, Signal is going to be the thing. The problem was only 20% of my connections were on Signal. For the remaining 80, I had to do WhatsApp. Now, will I manage 2 apps? No, right? So I moved back to WhatsApp. I have no idea where Signal's DAO or metrics is, but must be back to some much lower number than when these privacy issue came. Decentralized and metaverse, that is not going to happen, right? So hopefully parents, people will be able to understand, like you said, about a more mental wellness, more sort of fitness issues, and carve their path towards that. This is what I want the life to be. That flock mentality needs to go away, and it will go away in the decentralized world. I hope that's the case, right? Yeah. If people like Facebook win, maybe not, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I want to end this conversation by saying that I still feel that there's massive room for a personal branding game in Web3.
Yeah.
Because if there are so many options, if there's a buffet,
correct,
you will go to the option where you find your friend.
Absolutely.
And that's what a content creator is versus a Bollywood correct. Star. Bollywood star is not your friend. He's the person you lust over.
Correct.
She's the person you admire.
Correct.
But a content creator is your friend.
Is the person you have that relationship and that belongingness with, right? And that is exactly what I was saying. I completely agree with you. See, that storytelling and the content creation aspect will become more customized. Yeah. So the connection I'll have with a Ranveer on Web3 will be much closer, because right now YouTube is the middleman, arbitrating it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it will be the direct connection that you'll be able to have on Web3.